स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय Ramakrishnaय te namaha. Ramakrishna is differentiating from the person who is leading a bad life from another who is leading a spiritual, pure spiritual life. Balram comes from a family of devout Vaishnavas. Balram Bose is one of the important devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. We see him here. Actually, he is sitting in front of the Master. Master is talking about him. Balram comes from a family of devout Vaishnavas. His father, now an old man, is a pious devotee. He has a tuft of hair on his head, a rosary of tulsi beads around his neck, and a string of beads in his hand. He devotes his time to repetition of God's name. He owns much property in Orissa and has built temples to Radha Krishna in Kothar, Vrindavan and other places, establishing free guest houses as well. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, you may earn any amount of money without hesitation. Very often this question is asked, I am a spiritual aspirant, should I go for earning money or not? Sri Ramakrishna makes this clear. If your money is going for good purposes, for helping spiritual aspirants, for increasing the services of people seeing God in them, serving the Vaishnavas who are devoted, anybody devoted to God, like the renunciates, we renounced God, we renounce the world for God. So such people to serve, if you utilize the money, you can earn any. The thing is, the earning is not the purpose of human life, but the services of God and people seeing God in them is the most important part. So here we see this Balram Bose, who is one of the important devotees. He is referring to his descendants. In Hindu culture and Indian background, we always refer to the heritage and descendants, where from this person has descended. We usually see some sage is referred. That sage is called the Mula Purusha, the originator of that clan, Kula Purusha. And that sage, we call that process is called Gotra. He belongs to such and such Gotra, Vishwamitra Gotra, Valmiki Gotra, Gotra of a particular sage, was Srivatsa Gotra. These are the various Gotras. Gotras are descendants from sages who have realized God, and that is the identity, maintenance of that. The genes are supposed to maintain the tradition in which a person is born and is continuing. So anybody born in the clan, Kula, of a sage, of a devotee of God, is naturally endowed with that qualities of being a devotee or a sagacious person. So we see him, the Thakur is very clearly identifying and explaining how much value we need. When I renounced my home and came as brahmachari to the mutt, nobody, people were indifferent as if. They did not bother. They went to my home and bowed down to the parents, telling your son has renounced. Greatness doesn't belong to me. I have been able to renounce the world. The credit goes to parents who have given birth to that particular soul. Means a person to renounce, what should have been the parents? Usually 20% of the traits belong to parental descendants. 80% is what he brings almost from the past lives. Yet that 20% weighs sometimes more than the 80% what we bring. Because it is spiritual worth. Spiritual value cannot be measured from the worldly values. A gold or silver in kilos and any other item in the provision stores, same 1 kilo or even 10 kilo, 1 quintal also you cannot equate. So this 20% of the parental, if the parents belong to a very high class, this 20% is like the gold, 1 kilo of gold. And what he has brought 80%, maybe even if it is dirty, only mud he has brought, still this 20% of gold, what he carrying from the parents are. So here Sri Ramakrishna is identifying his father. He is able to come here because not only one thing is parental heritage or the descendants being here, he gets the qualities apart from the samskaras what he got at home. In house, what was the atmosphere? One is giving the nature, but the child has come with his own nature, and the external circumstances are adding to his nature, adding to his samskaras, adding to his vasanas. So, apart from his own, the parental is there, and he has taken birth in such a family. The fact that he has taken birth in such a family, a noble family, itself is his worth. Because of that worth, his own worth has come there, and he has got the parental participation also in his life and the atmosphere which the parents have created. All together, he is influenced by the. So Sri Ramakrishna is referring. Why does he explain all this? Is that what we have to give to our children and grandchildren? What are the samskaras we have to give? How we have to create the family atmosphere? How we have to live a pure life dedicated to the divine, so that our future generation will be happy and spiritual. Anything pertaining to the world, however good it is going to bring peril upon a person. However little it is, however negligent it is of the spiritual and divine, is the only factor that is going to save you from all dangers and sufferings forever. So one mantra, you You may study for years and years to do PhD till your half-life goes off. But one small mantra one Guru gives, within 2 minutes he will give you the mantra. There is no comparison between the mantra that Guru has given. It's just a small word. You have studied for years and years up to PhD. There is no comparison. Whatever you have learnt is going to drown you in the world. The small mantra is going to take you beyond the nature, beyond the Prakriti. There is no comparison at all. Like that here, Vaishnava's life is, Balram is a devote, he comes from the family of devout Vaishnavas. His father, now an old man, is a pious devotee. Devotee means, whom do we call devotee? Who has given his life to God and remains in constant thought of the divine, making God as his support of life, support of avalambana. We do avalambana of many things in our lives. Most of the people, their avalambana is on money, their earnings, wealth and money. How much wealth I've got? They feel safe. But devotee doesn't depend upon anything that belongs to this world. Janabala, Dhanabala, all that he doesn't. Bahubala, all this will fail one day. But Daiva Bala will never fail. This devotee is one who constantly holds on to the divine. Divine is the only support that he has got. We call him a devotee. He is devoted to God. He has devoted. Has given himself to God, and God is the only ashraya of life and is in constant thought of divine. Pious devotee. He has a tuft of hair on his head, Shikha. Shikha represents the dharma and karma. What is your duty? What are you doing? When you leave a tuft, when the child is born, when the child is conceived in the mother's womb, first thing that develops in the egg is the spine. Spine. Within seconds, the spine starts forming. Because the 6 layers of consciousness which is going to interact with the world has to be formed. First spine, it elongates. In seconds, the first. And then eyes, hands and all come much later, many weeks after. There will be the egg of a mother. It cannot be seen by naked eye. You need a microscope. In that already the spine has formed. And from here, spine descends down. First formation is consciousness. I am conscious. Sperm is a capsule containing consciousness, Chaitanya. Chaitanya in matter. In Jada, there is Chaitanya. Matter in which consciousness is there. Consciousness engulfed in matter is sperm. And egg is matter pervaded by consciousness. Matter pervaded by consciousness. Consciousness enveloped in matter, consciousness, Chaitanya enveloped in matter like a capsule. Matter is sperm. Egg is matter pervaded by consciousness. It is both are living, but here there is consciousness. This consciousness, sperm, is going to the rest of the whole bodily existence is going to come from this one small iota of consciousness. I am conscious. This consciousness is going to build up the body, and whole body, every grain is taken from mother's body. Body belongs to mother entirely. Just like a seed you put in the ground, it is taking one by one molecule from the earth and building into a tree. The tree is nothing but earth, except soil, nothing is there in that. Soil in another form is this tree. How it has taken one by one grain of earth and built its bodily existence. Like that bodily existence is taken living cells by the living cells of the egg. It takes and then builds up its own body. First formation is the elongation in the consciousness itself, forming 6 layers of consciousness with the absolute in the top. From the absolute it is descending one by one. Agnya, Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, and then finally Muladhara. It descends. These are the 6 layers of consciousness. The whole life, I am interacting with the world. Interaction with the world happens through the I am conscious. What level of consciousness you are? We usually, Sri Ramakrishna says, all jivas live in the lower 3 consciousness, Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipura. Muladhara is yielding to nature, sleeping, eating. And then Swadhisthana is life of enjoyment. I want to go to picnic, play this, that, enjoyments. Swadhisthana and Manipura, clinging to life and food consumption, Manipura. Beyond that, Anahata, when it comes, it is entering into Prakriti from the Jiva level. Lower 3 chakras belong to Jiva Tattva. The upper 2 belongs to the Prakriti Tattva, and above belongs to the Shiva Tattva. The divine, the nature, and the Jiva, so its own existence. So Jiva lives in his own houses. Through evolution, he enters to higher levels of consciousness, to see God, to see nature. Otherwise, gets up, earns, collects food here, there, eats, again sleeps, again wakes up. This all is consciousness. To go to all these layers are provided with birth. From absolute, it is descending. Now, where from it descends, the consciousness, there the tuft is left. Tuft means shikha. It is shikha. Here is the people, many, even nowadays, if there is a ride, the income tax people will ride. They say riding, no? Ride on some houses. When they come to know they are going to ride, they will go to some remote place, forest here, there. Then they will dig earth and then put all these in a tin or somewhere and bury it. All gold, this, that, money, whatever they have in here and there in places, and then cover it and then put a marker there. They have to identify, again come and identify in the forest. Otherwise they will lose it. They cannot search again. So they will place something. They alone will know there is something here. We have kept here. Some huge rock they will roll and keep and go. Or they will put a plant, a particular variety of plant. After the few years, everything subsides. Income tax people have gone away, then they will again come and take it. Where is that identification? Where is that wealth? Where is that wealth kept? So we put the identity. This is that Shikha. Here was the point of beginning of consciousness of the child. And now this tuft always shows you belong to a divine. You are divine. You are divine from within. You are throughout divine. And you are divine who discovered. So it will be reminding you that you are divine and you have to behave like divine. What are you and what are your karmas? What is your dharma? What is your karma? I am divine. What is my dharma as divine? To love all, serve all, sacrifice for others. This is my dharma. I am divine. I am not going to loot anybody or eat anybody's thing. I am not going to take away. So, because I am divine, I am paripurna within myself. Why should I go for beggar or begging or thieving somebody's? So, this I am, what am I? What is my duty? What am I doing? Karma, dharma, karma, bodha, awareness of what are you doing? So Shikha will remind you, my child, live a brahmachari's life. You will live a brahmachari's life. Brahmachari means Brahmani Charati. He always dwells in God. He dwells in God, moves about in God, is thinking of God all the time. So here he has left a tuft, means he is aware of his dharma and karma. What am I doing? He is fully aware. And what am I? He is fully aware. I am a devotee of God. I have certain dharmas to follow. I will follow them. So here, he has tuft of hair on his head and rosary of tulsi beads round his neck. Tulsi plant represents always the plant itself with the pedestal in which it is placed. Pedestal like one structure will be there in which every tulsi is planted in front of the house. There is a small one podium like structure in which it is like a pot. And the tulsi plant the whole thing is called Vrindavana. That Vrindavan always represents divine love and nature and love. Nature is that the podium in which we are going to put the plant is called represents the nature, and Tulsi represents the love, divine love. Love is, the whole nature is standing on two important principles, love and sacrifice. Sacrifice is represented by Bilva. Love is represented by Tulasi. Divine love. I love God. If I love God, I love everything. There is no hatred in me. I can't see anything other than God. Nothing exists except God here. Because I am identifying with body, I am seeing a world. But in reality, there is God alone, in the form of world. When my ajnana goes away, when I once enter, see God and come, then I will know all this is divine. Except divine, nothing exists. So to know that principle, nothing belongs to me here and everything belongs to God. Vairagya, dispassion towards the world. And then whatever I am calling mine, I am going to offer it back to the source. I have money, I am going to give back to the source from where I got it. From God I got, to God it goes. Kereya neeranu kelige chelli. So I am going to offer it back. This offering is called sacrifice. I am disowning it. Whatever I have got, I am disowning it. It belongs to God. It belongs to God. This house belongs to God. Everything he goes on, telling this is sacrifice. This is represented by Bilva. And this is mine. This is mine. This is mine. God is mine. This world is mine. All these people are manifestations of God. I love them. This holding on, mine, seeing divine in it is prema. I am denying, rejecting, giving away, keeping myself purely the divine things and all other things which is not belonging to, I am denying, neti. The giving, where do we give? Giving back to the source. I see a source coming to me. I am putting it back to the source. I have identified with body and I disown this body. Oh, this belongs to Prakriti. I am not this. I am Chaitanya Swarupa. Manobuddhi Ahankara Chittani Naham. Shivoham. This Manobuddhi Chitta Naham is the Tyaga. Shivoham is the Prema. So everywhere there is a Tyaga and Prema. The whole universe. Divine Mother sacrificing herself, she becomes the universe. She sacrifices. Chit Shakti is getting converted into this universe. So that Chit Shakti is becoming, she is sacrificing, self-sacrifice. Through self-sacrifice, this is the main principle of Purusha Sukta. Purusha Sukta, sacrifice. Yajna. From Yajna, all this comes. And what is the Yajna Bali? Is God. God has been given Bali there. Bali Pashu. So, when He is offered, God is offered and this world stands. So this we see here. He is wearing tulsi beads, means the plant from which is representing the divine love. I am wearing the plant's stem, we cut and make into round beads and then we put a string and hang it round. Means I am wearing divine love. I am in tune with nature by wearing it. On one side I am in tune with nature, on another side I am loving God and loving all beings. Just wearing indicates that I love. The hatred, dislike, ragadvesha, all these are eliminated. The wearing of tulsi bead is the identification. I have eliminated all differences. I love. This is what he is wearing, tulsi beads. A rosary of tulsi beads in his hands. A string of beads in his hand. In his hand, lovingly he is calling on God. He is identifying himself as a devotee who is loving God. Here he is calling on God with love, through love. He is calling on God. I am here, please come, please come, please come. So beads in the hand represents calling God, building up the relationship with God. Beads at neck shows he has offered himself. He is bearing love of divine love and love of beings. So he is on one side, he is becoming, wearing love, dharana, prema dharana, and another side, with prema he is calling on God. He is taking the name of God. Please come, I am here, calling on God. So Here he is wearing on one side and holding beads in the hand and calling on God also. What a beautiful description you see. Sri Ramakrishna has observed every bit. Any person coming and going, it is a glass house. He can see through from the outermost skin to the innermost. His karmas, what is he doing? The previous one, he earns 20 rupees, through fast will another 20 rupees. He is able to see inside his glass case before Sri Ramakrishna. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.